What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, the iRocknZ channel. Yeah, I know, y'all been asking, hey, when are you going to work on your Camaros? Well, if any of you realize or do this, you understand that projects take money, and I don't have a whole lot of it. So I'm trying to earn some money, doing some side jobs and whatever I can to bring stuff up, and I'm just about ready to sell a whole bunch of stuff to try to get some money to work on my project. But anyway, enough of that jibber jabber. Sorry, I'm pulling that from somebody else. I probably shouldn't, but unfortunately it gets stuck in your head when you listen to it all the time. Anyway, okay, so today we're going to start working on Austin's 4L60E. Previous video I showed you the bushing install, getting all the bushings replaced, getting the case ready to assemble. So today we're going to be working on the lower end of the case. So this is what we got here. This is the carrier for the reaction shaft, and this is the original one that came out of his transmission. And if you can see that, this thing has got some major wear where that clutch blew up. And this is where your 3/4 clutch engages. And you can feel with your thumb here, there's an indentation there. Pretty good one at that. Well, if I was to use this, it would cause the clutches to hang up. You wouldn't get a clean engage and disengage. This one here's got a big groove in it there. I mean, it's enough that I don't want to use that one. So I've got this other one, and this one has got some staining on it. That's all it is. I mean, I can rub my thumb across that. There's no dip in it. It's smooth. It just has staining on it where the clutches have done. This one is okay to use. So this is the carrier that we're going to use for the reaction shaft. And of course you got your output carrier with your part pawl teeth, your low reverse piston, your low roller clutch, and pressure plate for your low reverse steels, your output carrier, planetary set, lower planetary set, whatever you want to call it. Then you got your upper planetary set, and this is not a performance, so we don't need to put a 5-gear planet set in it or anything like that, so it'll be fine, and these are in good shape. So got your Sprag components here with a new Sprag, and then of course your new reaction shaft goes there. So we're going to get all this put together. We're going to measure our low reverse clutch, make sure it's got the right stack height to it, and go from there. Alright, so let's see. Let's put our low roller clutch together, which is pretty simple. Just gonna rotate that in there. So that's good to go. Got to find our bearings. And then let's do this here. Put our reaction shaft. Now, these holes right here, these cutouts in this thing, need to line up with your oil holes there. Get my finger out of the way. They need to line up with those holes. So if you don't get it on the first shot, keep trying. Well, that like never happens. Got it on the first shot. Put your snap ring in there. And that's ready. That was easy enough. Alright, Ford Sprag. Let's get this dude together. This is a genuine Borg Warner. There's your part number right there. That's 29236 AM. Pretty. We'll put that on there first. That on there. Let's put our outer shell on. Alright, now that you got your Ford Sprag together, you need to test it. So the way you test it, put your hand on the outer one, hold it like that, and grab your sun shell here, sun gear here. It should only rotate counterclockwise. If it rotates clockwise, then you got your Sprag upside down. And I've got my Sprag upside down because it rotates clockwise. So you got to take it apart and flip it over. There we go. Sometimes they just don't like to cooperate. Alright, test it again. Hold it on the outside. Boom. It turns counterclockwise. So your Ford Sprag's ready to go. Alright, so let's get into measuring our stack up. For our low reverse. And we're not going to soak our clutches first this time, because we are not using, or I'm not saying not using, we're not going to use the 3/4. I'm just going to use these, and we're going to use these. And what we'll do is we'll just cut this cardboard around these so keep the clutches nice. Now we can keep our 3/4s together and they're all good to go. Alright, so let's get our low reverse clutches, which are these here. And we'll stack them up. And there's a wave. Steel fiber, steel fiber, all right. Grab our low reverse hub. This is our 5-pound weight. Then on top, now we need to measure our pack clearance from here to here. All right, so I just got a dial caliper here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our inches in there, zero it out. All you gotta do is roll this dude down till it touches the top, and we got 1.16 inches, and we're right within range because our spec is 1.15 to 1.18, and there you go, we're at 1.16. So our stack clearance is perfect on our low reverse, so it can go together. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and throw these clutches in the bath to get them soaking. Okay, while those are soaking, we'll get our weight out of the way. We'll get our seals for our low reverse piston. And those are square cut. And depending on your kit, sometimes they put them all together, but since this is an aftermarket kit, they don't put them all together. Just letting you know. So it's pretty easy. That one's a square cut. You got a square cut. It's gonna go there, and you got another square cut. They're pretty much, you can't hardly turn them around. I do like to lube these up before I stick them in. I'll put some gloves on. I've been trying to get these gloves since I don't know when. I really like these gloves. They're called Astro Grip, and they're put out by oh, I don't remember who they're put out by. Anyway, I contacted, SAS Safety Group is who puts these out. I'm not sponsored by them. In fact, I was trying to get a hold of the company to see if I could get my own supply, and never got a response from them. And I'd really like to have these. These are actually a little bit small. I like the extra large. These are large. I can get my bare paws in them, but I'd rather have the extra large. But they grip, they hold up really well working with transmission stuff, and they've got that texture on them that helps grab stuff, and they don't rip as easy as, you know, some of the others. They are an 8mm glove, but it's one of, you know, like I said, it's been hard to get, and the only place I've been able to get them so far is off the Matco guy. And it took forever for his supplier to get a hold of them again. Which, you know, the shop supplies us with gloves, but they're like 5 or 6mm glove, just a regular black glove. And you go through those dang things so fast. I mean, these are quite pricey. They're proud of them. They're like, well, on the tool truck anyway they are. That's why I kind of want to try to get a hold of the company to see if I can buy my own. Off the tool truck, they're like 16 bucks a piece for a box, and they come in a box 100. You know, I know some guys will take them off and blow into them and reuse them, but usually by the time I get done with a pair of gloves, it's not worth trying to reuse. And obviously you see what I'm doing here with the trans gel. That doesn't always work. And anyway, give it a good liberal coating of trans gel, because in this particular instance it makes it go in a lot easier. Alright, now we're over the top of our case here, so we want to lube the insides. Where this piston goes down. It's kind of like that. And this piston has a notch in it right there. That notch goes right down here in that pocket right down in there. The easy way I remember it is this opening in here goes in where the part pawl would come out. Anyway, put it in about like that. Another way you can do it is, once you get that notch there, try to rotate the piston. It won't go anywhere if you get it in the right spot. It'll just sit there. Sometimes, that's unusual. Usually you can't just push them in that way, but that one went right in, which that's good. Put your return spring down in there. Set your That's not the right one. That's the right one. Just put your return spring down in there, and we're going to use our mouse trap, just like that. Going to put our little bearing on there, underneath the bolt head. Slide that down in there. Go ahead and put our plate on, and our wing nut. Try to get it somewhat centered, and that is going to be a 3/4 or 19 millimeter. We're going to grab the wing nut underneath. And run that dude down. Just so we get it below the groove there. Remember those getter tools I made? Yeah, they work good for this part. You can hold that down there. Since my shoulders and my arms won't allow me to do that in one fell swoop. And there we go. Alright, now if you remember what I told you about air testing, we'll grab us a little shop air here. And you should see this piston move. Beautiful. And it doesn't leak. So, yeah. That's good. We got our low reverse done, or at least the piston in. All right. Now that I have located the bearings, your output carrier bearing is going to be this dude here, which is it's black on one side, silver on the other. Now you know me, I don't like to put anything together dry. So give your bushing a little bit of lube down there. Put your bearing down in there. Silver side up. And you can put your output carrier down in there. Beautiful. Alright, next one is this bearing here. And if you notice, it's got a lip on it. Right here. That side goes down. Sits right in that pocket. Then you can put your output carrier, your lower planetary set in. After giving your output carrier a little bit of lube, set it down in there, and you are ready to start building your low reverse clutch. Just remember, when you start your clutches, the notch on your clutches goes at the very bottom. Alright, time for some clutches. Some of y'all might think that this is like really messy doing it this way, but I prefer not to put things together dry. I know there's builders out there that will do it, and their thought is, well, it's going to get lubrication as soon as you start it up anyway. Well, sure, but if you do it this way, it lets the clutches soak up the transmission fluid, so you get a better, the material will last longer. Plus, this is always the way I've always done it, so. Okay, this is where you don't want to forget your anti-clunk spring, which is this dude right here. Don't forget that. This anti-clunk spring goes right down in this hole, right down there in the corner. Alright, once that's set in there, then you can put your pressure plate in. Just like that. And that one's going to take your big yellow spring. See, that's yellow. That goes there. Just make sure your opening straddles that anti-clunk spring. All right. Always double check your action when you're done. Make sure everything's doing what it's supposed to do. Sounds good and solid. Alright, next is this black 4-pronged washer. Goes right there. And then put your sun shell in. Sun shell. And put your sun gear in. Give your bushing some lubrication. Like that. Then you're ready for your sun shell. Just like that. Next comes this bearing and your reaction shaft. So again, lube up your bushings. Make sure to give some lube to this bearing. And then put you some grease, trans gel on there to hold that bearing in place. So it goes just like this. And then put your whole assembly down in there. Very good, very good. All right, now you've got a bearing that goes underneath there. And it looks just like this. Black on one side, silver on the other. Just sits down in there. And that's not the right bearing. All right, I got the right bearing. It's gonna sit right down in that dude. Then comes your upper planetary set. Okay, put your upper planetary set in. All right. So now, grab your retainer, and I can tell you I already like this kit because the retainer is easy to spot. It's the yellow one right in that bag right there. Time for your output shaft. Snap ring down on there. Well, I was trying to be sneaky about it. It didn't work. That was pretty funny. All right, we'll try this again. I put my strap on there this time. There we go. Probably ought to do something with that end play. All right, y'all. So that's going to be it for this portion of the video, where we basically check clearance for your low reverse clutch and put the lower gear train together. So that's not to say that we might not have to take it back apart and adjust the end play. The Sonnax kit gives you shims to go underneath of it, 2 10,000 shims and 2 15,000 shims. So we may have to take it apart and adjust accordingly, but for right now, it's looks pretty good. So if you liked what you seen, make sure to smash that thumbs up and subscribe button down right there. That's a red one. Then you click on the little bell icon, and it pops up. Y'all, it costs you nothing, and it really helps the channel grow. And make sure to leave me a comment. You know, there's things that I've done over the years of building these things, and it may be different, or you may have found a better way to do it. Leave me a comment, man. I don't want to get butthurt over nothing like that. So, and I enjoy talking to everybody. So with that being said, y'all take care of yourself, take care of each other. God bless you, and God bless America. Bye-bye.